How is this attack being seen in the US Canadian communities? It seems like the Khalistanis are emboldened or they are desperate because a lot of their members are, you know, as I said, either dying in some in gang-related issues or are being jailed and acted upon in various countries. Do you see this as a sign of desperation?
Jai Bharti, Shivani. Thank you for inviting me. I think there are two different. So we are conflating, you know, Canada and US as like one, whereas actually they are very, very different. And, you know, I don't want to take the discussion in a different line. I just give you an example and that will underline the point. So, for example, in 1985, when they were, you know, planning to, you know, bomb the airliner, you know, this Khalistan is in Canada. At the same time, they were trying to murder Rajiv Gandhi and bomb the, you know, they were trying to get explosives. So in Canada, they managed with the bombing and they got away with it. Whereas in US, the FBI got the guy, his name was Gurpratap Singh Birk, and he was sent to 13 years of prison. So of course, you know, like America is going through its own churning. But in terms of dealing with terrorism, it has a much, much better record. So hopefully, you know, there would be consequences for what has happened in San Francisco.
No, but can I conversely, just to interrupt you, and you can continue with the Canada issue as well, which I know is the more serious issue. Because US is what it is, and because in US managing an attack like this is considered to be harder, don't you think in that respect the same embassy getting attacked twice in 5 months is a grave issue? And they're failing to protect this consulate?
Yes, so the thing is, so first, of course, you know, with the internet, so a lot of things are, you know, like coming together. And also, you know, like US is going through a lot of, Shivani, you would be like blown away, you know. So for example, in just this 2.5 years with this new government, I'm not into politics with Biden, but most of, you know, these people, like this 65 lakh people, 6.5 million have crossed the southern border from Mexico into this. And, you know, like I live in New York, so they mostly go to California and New York. And if you go here, like to this processing, you'll find like so many of them, almost as many as people from South America are like from India, from Punjab. So a lot of these illegal immigrants are joining. And, you know, then I also did a disclosure of Simranjit Singh Mann, how these illegal immigrants use this thing of, you know, Khalistan to basically get illegal asylum here. And then actually they have to attack the consulates because, you know, then they get a police case and then they show, you know, see the Indian government is going after us, so please give us asylum. So it's basically an entire mafia operation, of course, with the collusion of ISI, that this whole is happening, but things are really going out of control. I just, you know, you have other guests. I just want to say, you know, like they put this, you know, like poster of, you know, Indian diplomats. And they're not just like some like clerk or something. They're like the senior most diplomats.
Consul General, yes.
And I'm just, right. And Shivani, I just want to make a question to all this. Imagine, you know what, like if you're an Indian citizen, if you're an Indian, so if you have a problem, what is the highest thing you can do? You know, like maybe the ambassador will look after your case, right? That is the highest thing you can imagine. So if they can do this, if they can paint a target on the back of the High Commissioner and the Consul General, they have basically terrified everybody into silence.
Yes.
What would the average Indian think? They can't do nothing. If
no, you're right
High
about
Commissioner
this.
Cannot do anything.
They have escalated this by quite a few levels.
Yes, I just want to, there is a subtle point. You know, this Khalistanis in Canada, they're like a Muslim Brotherhood group. They don't have a vote bank, but, you know, like they have basically infiltrated the entire system and they have completely compromised it. And I give you an example. In 2021, the Canadian intelligence said, you know, this Khalistan extremism is on a rise. And this liberal government wanted to do it under pressure of Khalistanis. And the person who voted from the, you know, one of the biggest Punjabi heartlands in Canada is Brampton. He's Ramesh Sangha. He was a Jat Sikh. He said, what are you doing? This is a real, I'm a proud Sikh, but I'm against terrorism. And, you know, they should follow. That guy was kicked out of the Liberal caucus. They put so much pressure. And Shivani, just to compare with this, you know, this greatest act of mass murder just happened a week ago, you know, 23rd June. No national politician went to the memorial to express, you know, this was the biggest tragedy that happened in Canadian history that has happened. And one last point I want to see, Mrs. Gandhi's tableau came out, you know, where people are shooting bullets into her. No national politician said on Twitter, when Pierre Poilievre, the one like conservative, you know, he tried to hide it in his website that, okay, I've stated a statement, but Khalistanis don't go after me. But when this low-life Nijjar, he's a Gurdwara president, he's nobody. When he's died, the Khalistanis bullied so many MPs, so many members of parliament to speak against. They are not speaking against Mrs. Gandhi. They are not naming Khalistani terrorists.
No, so that's the problem. We know the problem. Puneet, I have a minute or so left.